Hello, my name is Dr Sandra Cabot and I'm joined by nurse Vanessa MacDermott. Hi Vanessa.
Hi, how are you? My name's Vanessa MacDermott. I've worked in emergency for now 29 years.
No, you don't look old enough.
I know, the camera's got a filter on, I'm sure. The last 8 years I've spent working with Sandra doing integrative medicine. Which is just brilliant. I never ever thought I'd say that, but the things we do and the achievements we've made are incredible. And one of those is the HCG diet, which we're about to talk about.
Yeah, the HCG diet, which we've been doing for many years, and it's a famous diet. It was first devised in 1954 by a medical doctor. And it was very popular with movie stars, celebrities, and people who wanted to lose weight very quickly. And today is a great day. We're very excited here in Sydney, Australia, but of course we're global and we get emails from people from all over the world. Thank you very much for sending your emails. We love hearing from you. But today is a wonderful day because we have launched our new weight loss detective program, where we help people to lose weight because we look for the underlying reasons that are there that prevent them from being successful in the long term. So we look at everything. We look at all possible metabolic and hormonal factors and psychological factors and dietary factors that could be sabotaging your best efforts to lose weight. There's always a reason. And one of the strategies we have to help people to kickstart their weight loss, people who are just stuck and they haven't lost weight for years, is the wonderful HCG diet. And that stands for human chorionic gonadotrophin. Now that's a mouthful.
I can't say it. I'm glad you said it. I just say HCG and it's brilliant.
Human chorionic gonadotrophin, which is a hormone made during pregnancy from the placenta, and that is sent to the ovaries to keep the ovaries working to sustain the early pregnancy. And it's also a hormone that enables a woman to access the deeper layers of her fat tissue for using as a source of energy in case there was a famine and she couldn't get to food. So it's a survival mechanism enabling the woman to access the deeper layers of fat, and that's why it helps with weight loss.
But don't be confused. This diet we're talking about, Sandra's talking about, ladies, pregnancy hormone, those sorts of things. This diet is also appropriate for men.
Yeah.
You're not going to develop breasts or anything like that. It is a female hormone, but it works on your hypothalamus, which helps to prevent you from feeling any hunger.
Correct.
Okay, so this diet is for males and females. I want to make that very clear.
Yeah, that's a good point. So a male won't be feminized in any way by it. And Dr. Simeons, who designed the diet, he was an endocrinologist back in the 1950s. Well, he actually developed it initially for overweight adolescent boys.
Well, there you go.
Who had a hormone problem. So, it doesn't matter what sex you are, it enables you to access the deeper, more stubborn layers of your fat tissue, which is what you want to get rid of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Vanessa's right, it does work on the hypothalamus and it reboots your whole metabolism and your appetite center and all that. Now we should mention that although it's very effective, it's a little bit controversial, which is probably why it works.
It's very controversial,
Yeah.
and it's controversial for a couple of different reasons. One of which is there's a lot of fakes out there who use a homeopathic version of the HCG. It's not the real deal and it doesn't work. The other reason it's controversial is it is actually a hormone. So it can stimulate the breasts and the ovaries. So it's only the equivalent to a very, very early pregnancy. It's not even anywhere near the dose you'd get if you were having like IVF treatment or anything that. It's a very minuscule dose. but because of that, and it is a hormone, it is controversial.
Yeah, so you need a doctor's prescription for real HCG. The stuff you can get on the internet, which is homeopathic or herbal, is not a hormone. It's not the real deal. It's probably the diet that comes with it that helps you, but it won't be as powerful. But it's controversial because it's not really approved by the FDA or the TGA, so it's an off-label use of a hormone, and you do need a doctor's script. And you only take it for 23 days. Sometimes people will do it again straight away, so they go up to 43 days. But it is just for a short time. It's not something that's sustainable, otherwise you would literally fade away over time. And it's also needing supervision from a nurse or a doctor. So that's another reason that you shouldn't just do it off the internet. It should be supervised. So that's very important. Yes.
Now, I've actually done the HCG.
Yeah, you look great.
As you can see, well, you can't really because I've got scrubs on. I used to be 70 kilos. I did the HCG diet and I lost 8 kilos in 3 weeks. Granted, I did have a very poor diet. I had lots of Coca-Cola, lots of chocolate, lots of carbs, lots of ice cream, lots of pretty much what a lot of you out there eat. So
sugar.
I'm a normal person who ate, I should say, a very normal diet with Uber Eats, KFC, Macca's, Coke, you name it, I ate it or drunk it.
I'm the opposite. I love to eat healthy. I don't like the taste of junk food, but some people get addicted, don't they?
Yes, they
sugar.
do.
I think you were addicted.
I was addicted, and the diet, you have to really be in the right mindset for it. If your mindset isn't right, then you will set yourself up to fail, and that's why you do need to keep in regular contact with myself to keep you on track. After the diet, as my diet went over Christmas last year, no, not last year, the year before, I then did a maintenance diet and I lost a further 12 kilos, okay, which then made me too skinny. I was sitting at 50 kilos and then I've deliberately gained another 3, which puts me in the healthy weight range. So the diet is in fact very effective, very sustainable. And I'll give you some tips on what to do when you go out after the diet and, you know, how you can live and maintain your weight loss without just putting it all back on and starting again. But
That's right.
I think we need to get back into focus now on talking a bit more about what HCG is, which Sandra's just done, how it works and what you actually need to do.
Yeah. Well, you do the diet for either 3 weeks or 6 weeks, but most people just do it for 3 weeks because you do lose weight rapidly. And if you're very overweight, 3 weeks you may lose 6 to 8 kilograms, but you'll want to lose more. So you can repeat it straight away, or you can wait a couple of months and repeat it then. But when you do it with us, we give you this HCG diet, which is very easy. It's 500 calories a day. You might go, wow, that's not enough, I'm going to be hungry. But generally you're not, because the HCG does reduce your hunger. And if you take some magnesium and something to stimulate your metabolism, like tyrosine or metabocel, that also helps to keep your energy level up, so you're not craving. But you talk to a lot of people on HCG, Vanessa, so what do you tell them with food cravings?
You're on 500 calories a day. A normal person without exercise, so lying on the lounge watching Netflix, working from home, pretending to type on the computer, doing your Zoom meetings, will burn 2,000 calories, okay, without exercise. So automatically you're a negative 1,500 calories before you even start, which is how you lose up to ½ a kilo a day. This is where Sandra was saying you might think, oh my God, I can't do that. But your body's very clever. Because of the protein that's in the diet and the low calorie diet, your body goes into ketosis. In English, what that means is your body's going to use your stored fat With females and males generally, most of the fat will be around the stomach, females around the bottom as well. Okay, and it's going to use that stored fat and convert it to energy to fuel your body. So whilst you're on the diet, you're actually going to have more energy than what you've got now because you're being fueled by your ketosis. Okay, the carbohydrates you're eating slow you down. A perfect example of this is Christmas Day. Everybody goes out, they have a massive, great big lunch, and then you see them after lunch and they're all asleep on the lounge. It's the carbohydrates.
It is, yeah.
They slow you down. So they're no good. So don't be alarmed or surprised about the 500 calories. Once you're on the diet, as I said, you don't feel hunger because of the HCG. Okay. Occasionally though, sometimes people do, and they'll ring me up. The reason being that they are feeling hunger is, first one is they haven't used their drops properly. When you take your drops, you pop them in your mouth, you hold them under your tongue and in the side of your mouth for 15 to 20 minutes. Your drops are absorbed sublingually. What that means is all the little vessels in your mouth and under your tongue are absorbing the hormone. After 15 to 20 minutes, you swallow it, what's remaining. It's tasteless. Okay, and then don't eat or drink anything for 15 to 20 minutes. The reason is you'll have a residual there of the HCG. So if you imagine you've just used a mouthwash, you can still taste it for 15 to 20 minutes. It's the same with the HCG, although because it's flavourless, you can't taste it. It's still sitting there being absorbed, and then you're ready to start your day. You take your drops approximately 12 hours apart. So once in the morning, once in the evening. It doesn't matter if you're a bit late or a bit early at taking them, depending on your schedule, because HCG takes 48 hours to build up in your body and 48 hours to completely leave your body.
And as far as the dose of HCG, it's very small. We give you 150 international units twice a day. Now, if HCG is being used as a fertility drug, the doses are like 10,000 units compared to 150. So it's a very low dose. So it's very, very safe if it's given to the right person and it's supervised by a health professional. And so we like to talk to you at least once a week to see how you're going. Some people worry, oh, I'm going to lose all my muscle. No, you won't, because there's enough protein. You're eating protein at lunch and dinner. You are eating 2 pieces of fruit a day, so you won't be getting deficient in vitamin C, and you can always take a vitamin C supplement if you want more. And you won't get dehydrated because you'll be drinking extra water. And if you put magnesium, a little bit of salt in the water, you'll be getting plenty of minerals as well.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, with your HCG, you don't have to worry about your loss of muscle tone because the ketosis is focusing on your fat. It's converting that fat to energy to fuel your body. It's leaving your muscles alone.
Yeah, so and it's not a low protein diet anyway, so you're safe.
It's targeting your fat tissues and converting that to energy. And that's where your water does come into it. Because what energy you don't use, being that converted fat, is either reabsorbed into your body or it's flushed out. So you need to drink 1.5 litres of water by lunchtime and 2 litres in total by the end of the day. Now I tell everybody on a nice hot day, if summer was to ever arrive, have an extra 0.5 litre of water. Even if you hate water, like me, it becomes very easy because when you're in ketosis, you have a dry mouth. We don't expect you to go get keto sticks and check and do all of that. You'll know you're in ketosis quite simply because you have a dry mouth. So drinking the water becomes very easy.
Yeah, so it is a ketogenic diet. It's also a detox diet because you're burning your fat. And stored fat harbours a lot of fat-soluble toxins. So it has many benefits, and you know, it's not a fasting because you're getting your regular protein and sugar, but a lot of people are accustomed to intermittent fasting, which is more dramatic than the HCG. So under medical supervision, it really is very safe. There's only a few contraindications, and that would be if you've had hormone-sensitive cancer before, like breast, uterine or ovarian cancer. If you've got gallbladder disease, because going on a detox diet like HCG can precipitate a gallbladder attack, so you might want to do a modified version of it. Also, if you're type 1 diabetic, that would be too extreme, so we give you another weight loss program as part of your Weight Loss Detective membership. So there's very few precautions really, and that will all be checked.
Now you can do it if you are a type 2 diabetic.
Yeah.
Once we get your weight down, you'll actually find that your sugars are stabilised, and under doctor's supervision you'll probably even be able to reverse your type 2 diabetes, because often your type 2 diabetes is related to obesity.
And fatty liver.
And fatty liver, yeah, that's correct.
And this is great for fatty liver.
People with high blood pressure, often again because you're overweight. So if you have one of those blood pressure machines at home, as you start to lose your weight, you record them, because your blood pressure will naturally start to come down as you lose weight. And then we'll talk to you about talking to your GP or us and perhaps reducing your blood pressure medication if it comes to that. 5-6 kilos isn't an issue, but we have people who are losing 40, 50 and 60 kilos on this diet.
Of course, that's over a year.
Yeah, it's not.
Not in 3 weeks.
Not in 3 weeks, no. But so ultimately,
but yeah, it does work.
Their medications, you know, are adjusted appropriately at the time.
So the HCG is 3 weeks or 6 weeks. It's a rapid weight loss diet. It is not for the rest of your life. So, you know, we've had a lot of success with it, but there's also been people that have lost all the weight and then fallen back into their old habits of eating a lot of carbohydrates. So a good maintenance program after you finish the HCG is stage 1 in this book. I can't lose weight and I don't know why. So stage 1 is really good, it's low carb. Or even better, if you join the Weight Loss Detective Club, you'll get your own weight loss detective who'll supervise you to lose weight, and you'll get a free copy of this book as an ebook. And we can also give you different maintenance diets, like you can have low carb general diet or low carb vegan or ketogenic. We have a whole lot of different meal plans that we can cater for. But you know, the key to losing the weight is sometimes easier than the key to keeping it off, because people don't follow up. They don't have someone holding their hand. They don't have the supervision. They don't have the motivation, and they don't have the focus on themselves. It's very, very important. Focus on your health. And if you put the weight back on, why? There's always a reason, isn't there, Vanessa?
Absolutely. It's usually that people have fallen off the wagon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about a few different things that, you know, people ring me about all the time when they're on the diet.
Yeah.
First one is, we expect you to lose a minimum of 200 calories per day. If you haven't lost 200 calories in a day... Is
that grams or calories, you mean?
200 grams, sorry. If you haven't lost 200 calories, grams, so let's say you were 69 kilos and the next day you are 68.9, you've only lost 100. Okay, we expect you to lose 200 or more. So there's a couple of different reasons that can happen. Firstly is you could have cheated. Okay, that happens.
She's a nurse,
it's
she
not
knows
the end
what
of the
people are
world.
like.
I did, I'll admit it. Second one is some people have a bit more trouble staying in ketosis than others.
Yeah, it takes time for their insulin to come down.
Or their bowels, okay, so...
Or their fatty liver.
Yeah.
They're not helping their liver.
So, if you lose less than 200 grams in a day, I'm going to tell you to do a protein-only day. And what that means is that you'll eat 100 grams of protein, that's your meat, fish, chicken, turkey, ham, 2 eggs equals 1 protein serve, and you'll have that for morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea and dinner. No fruit, no vegetables those days, and that'll put you in an extremely strong ketosis and will expect a very big weight loss the next day. If you cheat, same thing. protein only day. Alright, now people who are on these diets have troubles with their bowels. Okay, I was stupid enough, I've taught this diet to 1 million people, not to pay attention to my bowels. We want you to have daily bowel motions, okay? We're speeding up your metabolism. We're getting it back to where you were when you were younger. So we want you to have daily bowel motions. So as soon as you notice that your bowels are starting to become a bit firm and hard, I want you to take a laxative. I'd suggest Sandra's Fibertone, but you don't have to. You can go to the chemist and you can buy some
Osmolax, Movacol.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Yeah.
And I would suggest if it's really hard, you take 2. If you haven't been at all, take 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening.
And drink extra water.
Yeah.
And magnesium. Magnesium ultra potent powder is great for your bowels.
Yeah, take an extra dose of that and you'll be going in no time. Okay, so do not let yourself get constipated. I managed to go for 5 days without going, and God bless me, I had to give myself an enema.
Well, you can get a home enema kit, they're great. You know, for people who have chronic constipation or they have that long redundant bowel, and they're overweight, they're going to do the diet, you know, they might even get a better detox and a better experience if they have a home enema kit. They're easy to use and it shows you on the internet how to use them.
Yeah, absolutely you could. Personally, I was mortified that I had to give myself an enema, but a lot of people do them regularly and they highly recommend them. We do sell them here.
Well, our naturopath Margaret Jasinski, she swears by them.
Yeah.
She reckons they're great.
So all good things to think of. Now, what happens if you get hungry? Okay, first thing was you haven't taken your drops properly. Second thing is everyone's metabolism's a little bit different. If you're hungry, I'm going to tell you to have a glass of water. Okay? If you're still hungry and it's not just habit of used to be eating, have an extra protein serve. Don't be concerned that, oh my God, I've gone over my 500 calories, I'm not going to lose weight. Doesn't work like that. If you're hungry, chances are you're not in a strong enough ketosis for your body to be doing its job. So have that protein serve. So you might have a piece of chicken, you might have boiled eggs, whatever you like. First thing that's going to do is fix your hunger. Second thing it's going to do is put you into a stronger ketosis and you'll lose more weight. This diet is not about starving yourself, okay? So HCG prevents hunger, but as I said, sometimes people will still get hungry.
That might be the odd day where you're hungry.
Yeah, and you eat something, okay?
And tyrosine is a supplement you can take, tyrosine powder, and if you stir that into water and try that, that will give you a mental boost because that builds up your dopamine in your brain, which is a neurotransmitter that makes you feel satisfied and rewarded. So there's lots of little tricks that can get you through. And remember, it's only for 3 weeks. It's not like, oh my God, I'm never going to get through this.
Now,
it takes that long to reset the metabolism. But as you said earlier, Vanessa, you've got to be in the right headspace to start this, don't you?
Now, tyrosine's a great one to take. Not only because of what Sandra said, it's natural. It doesn't taste bad. It just tastes like water when you put it in water. Because I'm one of those people that are quite childish. If something tastes awful, I'll spit it out. But it's also a natural antidepressant, so it stops you feeling flat and it helps to reduce food cravings. So that's why we recommend that you take tyrosine whilst you're on the diet, because it'll keep you from wanting to kill your work colleague who's eating a kebab. It'll make you feel great and it'll reduce those food cravings and increase your mental alertness.
Yes,
so,
tyrosine.
And it's cheap.
Good. Yeah, it is, and harmless, and it can be taken with antidepressants as well if you're already on an antidepressant. So yeah, look, if you'd like to do the HCG diet, we specialise in it. We do it under supervision. You get our great HCG diet, and you can also join the Weight Loss Detective and have follow-up because, you know, weight loss is a journey and we want you to lose the weight. It's very, very important because, you know, if you've been overweight for 10 years or something, you get a bit despondent. You think, well, what can I do that's really going to kickstart my metabolism? The HCG will do that, but we want to help you to keep it off. That's very important.
Okay, so a lot of people go into menopause and their diet hasn't changed, and all of a sudden from nowhere they've got this extra weight around their belly and hail damage on their bum that they've never seen before, like myself, and went, oh my God, what's going on?
Haven't heard that term for cellulite, hail damage.
I can be a little bit naughty, and I am the HCG expert, so you get me, yay.
We have other weight loss detectives who do HCG as well, but Vanessa's the wildest one of all.
And I'll keep you in mind because I can be very strict.
Yeah, that's true.
So
tough,
so what I want to do is, we've spoken a lot about HCG and we've told you what it is, we've told you how it worked, we've told you, what happens when you get constipated, we've told you that you'll lose weight, but you really need to have an idea of what you're eating. And so that you know that you're not going to have to go out and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on food. So at breakfast, we don't eat breakfast. You can have your tea and your coffee.
You have a seagull's breakfast. You know what a seagull's breakfast is?
Nothing.
It's a drink of water and a good look around.
Oh, okay. So you can have that. You have your tea and your coffee, but you're only allowed 1 tablespoon of milk a day.
You can have coffee, that's important.
It speeds
but
up
no
your
milk,
metabolism.
right? Just black coffee.
Yeah, so all your herbal teas, as long as there's nothing with sugar. So morning tea consists of a piece of fruit. So you can have an apple, an orange, 6 strawberries, or half a medium-sized grapefruit. Okay, and you can take the supplements with that as well if you choose to use them. Lunchtime is a protein serve, about 100 grams. I don't expect you to go and weigh it. It's about the size of a tight fist. My fist might be bigger or smaller than yours, but it is in comparison to your stomach, so close enough is good enough. And a serving of vegetables or salad. The book says not to mix them. I've done a massive literature research. They've all got the same amount of calories, so I don't mind if you do mix them. So let's say you've grilled yourself some nice chicken, you've popped some fresh garlic on it, a bit of chilli, and you're going, wow, I'm going to chop this up and put it over a salad, but you can't stomach 2 cups of lettuce. I just went, oh my God, no. So you might want a pseudo salad. So you might put some celery in there, some cucumber and some lettuce. If you look in the book here on page 21, it goes through all the things you can eat and the portion size. They've all got a portion size of 2 cups, so divide that by 3 and you've got a bit under 3/4 of the cup for each one. No oils or dressings, but you can use lemon juice, lime juice and those sorts of things to give it a bit of extra flavour if you like. Okay, afternoon tea is the same as morning tea. It's another piece of fruit. You can have the same or a different one. No problems there. And dinner is the same as lunch. Now, a lot of people will choose to have their steamed veggies and those sorts of things because it's a bit heavier for dinner. When I did the diet, a clue for people who get a bit picky and a bit bored, I made a lot of omelettes. So I had 2 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of baby spinach, 1/3 of a tomato and 1/3 of an onion, and I made an omelette. Sometimes it stuck and it became scrambled eggs, but it was pretty nice, pretty easy, and you can also...
So healthy.
And you can also...
Good for your liver.
Sandra's not a fan of microwaves, but if you're at work, you can throw it in the microwave. Okay, so some people make soups out of their ingredients. So there's many things you can do to get creative, but as you can see, what you're looking at as far as price-wise in buying your food is next to nothing.
Yes.
Okay, and
true.
What we're doing is clean, healthy eating. After the diet, we're going to continue the clean, healthy eating, but then we'll add things in there like cheese and avocado, good fats, things like that. And we'll follow the book, but we'll still keep it low carb, and we'll discuss different versions to keep your weight off. So I went grain and sugar free. You'll be surprised how much
and
better you feel.
You've kept your new body weight and, you know, your new figure, and it hasn't been difficult.
No, not at all.
Because, you know, a lot of weight loss programs out there, like we were talking about, the injection that some people use to lose weight. It doesn't really come with a diet. It doesn't really educate people how to eat, to have a healthy liver, to have a healthy gut. You know, if you don't have a healthy liver, it's much harder to control your weight. If you have a fatty liver, you're going to be insulin resistant. You won't be able to tolerate any carbohydrates. So the wonderful thing about the Weight Loss Detective program is we really educate you. We give you understanding of your whole body, your metabolism, your hormones, your psychology. So if you'd like to know more about the Weight Loss Detective, go on sandracabot.com and you'll see up the top, Weight Loss Detective, and you can read all about the wonderful things you get. You get to do these quizzes, which will discover hidden reasons why you're battling with your weight. You get to understand, well, do you have polycystic ovaries? Or do you have a slow metabolism? Have you got high testosterone, or if you're a man, low testosterone, which can be associated with inability to lose weight? And there's all these great articles. You get to do a questionnaire which really analyses your diet and your relationship with food, and then you get to have your own weight loss detective to look after you for however long you decide to do it. And so check it out, because HCG is wonderful, don't get me wrong. We've been doing it for years and it really helps people who are stuck, but there's so much more after that for you to stay healthy and a good weight for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And, you know, by going onto the website and looking at the Weight Loss Detective, you might see that, you know, one of the other diets is going to suit you and your lifestyle better. Okay, so, you know...
Well, especially for maintenance, because HCG is just short term.
Yeah.
Get it off quick.
And we'll
for the rest of your life, you get bored, you know? Because people think, oh, eating healthy is boring, but it's not really. You just have to have the right meal plans and recipes.
Afterwards, you know, what I've done I've got a family at home, so I cook normally. And for example, you know, the kids are home, you make spaghetti bolognese. Well, I make the spaghetti bolognese and they have it with pasta, and I wrap mine in lettuce leaves like san choy bao. Or if you go out and you have Chinese, I'll order like, you know, a sizzling steak or something which just comes with the sizzling steak and the vegetables, but I won't eat the rice. Yeah. And the rest of the family do, you know. So, or if you go to the pub, okay, simple. You order the steak, it comes with the chips and the salad. You eat your steak, you eat your salad, and you give somebody else your chips. And
that's right, and then once you've lost all your weight, you know, you can have 1 or 2 days a week where you do eat carbs, but you don't go back to eating a lot of carbs every day. You know, if you're insulin resistant, well, that's never going to work. Yeah. So it's all about changing habits and changing your taste buds, isn't it?
And you know what? It has many benefits. I was a chronic migraine sufferer and had no idea that my sugar intake was actually contributing to my migraines. And by chronic, I was told I was treatment resistant by the neurologist. I was on multiple medications for them, and I would have a migraine pretty much every day, some days so bad that I would be in bed for 3 or 4 days, vomiting, crying,
terrible pain,
taking all the Immigrants, the Relpaxes and those sorts of things, and I don't get them now. And on the odd occasion where I fall off the wagon and I think I'm gonna eat that chocolate, straight away I get that headache, and so basically it's cause and effect. So you might find the same thing happens to you. You do the clean eating and all of a sudden that gorge you've had, your gastroesophageal reflux disease, goes away, and then you start eating the fatty food again and you get your pain and your indigestion back. There's so many different health conditions that losing weight and clean eating can fix.
That's right. I mean, sugar's amazing. You know, over the years I've had so many patients that really sugar was their drug. I had a patient once who was technically drunk, you could say. He was pulled over by the police, he was breath tested, and he was above the legal limit, but he hadn't had any alcohol. But he just lived on Coca-Cola and candies and chocolate, and he had so much sugar in his gut that the wrong bacteria were fermenting it into alcohol.
Wow.
And he was above the legal limit. And he had terrible mental problems, but I helped him in court, and we managed to get his sentence overturned because we did prove that it was due to fermentation of sugar. And I've also had patients who've had uncontrollable epilepsy, and the only way we could control it was to take them off all carbohydrates. Because for some people, sugar is a poison. Not for everyone.
A lot of skin diseases, same thing.
But some people it's actually toxic to their brain, and they get so much brain inflammation from a high carbohydrate, high sugar diet that they get epilepsy, they get panic attacks, they have chronic anxiety. You take away that carbohydrate and they're totally calm. They just feel normal. So it's amazing the effect of your diet on your psyche. We've observed these phenomenal things.
And once you experience yourself, when you actually feel good after such a long time, look good, happy to wear a swimming costume and go for a swim, or put a pair of pants on when I hadn't worn a pair of shorts on when I hadn't worn them for years. You don't want to go back to the old way because you feel so much better and so much more energized. So all I can say, guys, is have a look. Get the right mindset. When you're ready to commit, give us a call, and we're 100% support you, and we'll see the difference. Look forward to meeting you.
Definitely will. It's a journey, not just losing weight, but getting healthy and happy. So check out the Weight Loss Detectives on sandracabot.com, and thank you, Vanessa.
Bye.
And thank you, everyone. Bye.